Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer, and I'm still playing Dungeon Universalis. And we're back on the campaign map after the bandit attack. And I want to enter the city of Thamai now. But before I can do that, these guys will all follow. I guess I'm going to leave it here. And this guy probably here. And yeah, I want to enter the city here. And then probably want to enter the inn. Visit the inn. Isn't that it? That's a little odd. That can't be. I don't even find an inn there. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Huh. Maybe in the tavern you can also hang out? That's weird. Isn't there an inn? There should be one. That makes no sense. Huh. Seems true. There's actually no inn here. I must have missed this the last time. So, okay, anyway, we're gonna go in there because I want to buy that magic object. This amulet of protection, or the guardian amulet, or what it was. So we're gonna go here and roll for an adventure, and there will be one. So let's see, let's roll a 12-sider and see which one it is. That's number 4, 1, 2, 3. That's this one here. Oh boy, infraction. One random hero must pass an intelligence test. If he fails, the heroes will be surprised by the guards after committing a small brawl or infraction. Okay, it's not good. So let's see who that is. So let's see which hero that is. Oh boy, that's what I was afraid. It's this guy here. So he needs an 8 to be successful here, and I really don't think that's gonna happen. Oh boy, he was successful. Very good. We got a 9. Lucky me, nothing happened here. Okay, so we're in the city, and you know, that's the thing. I'm still not sure if these guys will move now or not. I mean, I don't know. The rules are so, I find them horrible. The campaign rules, the whole movement thing, when you have to roll for what, when you can take the roads, when you can have to take the plane, for example, when exactly will these guys move, at what point exactly does a day pass. All this kind of stuff is very, very strange, or a week pass. I find that very hard to digest for some reason. It's much, much harder for me to digest these rules compared to your standard combat rules and all that stuff. This is, for me, that is a total mess somehow. It feels that everything is just so vague. I couldn't get my mind around that right from the beginning of the game. I'm not going to move them now. But I moved them when I was here. I'm not going to move them again now. Whatever. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what kind of places I want to visit. I don't know what that is. Is that a shrine or something? Maybe I want to go there. There's a doctor here. Maybe I can heal the dog there. Let's see. So she has 3 experience points. That means I could upgrade her. And I want to do that because if I can do another upgrade with her, that means she is no longer an apprentice, and then she's a more powerful full wizard in general. So I think that is definitely something I want to do. I'm just not sure how to do that, to be honest. I might go for another skill, probably. Yeah, I think I'm going to try another skill. So I'm going to roll a die, see what we get. That's a 4. So that's again a lore skill. Now I could choose one of the others because I had a lore skill before. So I have now the option to choose also one of the other skills, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. I might, probably not a fighting skill. She is really not a fighter. So I either take one of the lore skills. I might also go through these exploration skills and find one there. Oh, we'll see. Okay, honestly, I didn't find super cool skills here. I got these 3 that might be interesting. There is the Powerful Mind, which basically means that I have to pay less when I learn a new spell, and that it also costs me one less experience point. So that's not bad. And I got a +2 to solving riddles, which I never did until now. We got the First Aid. I can use that as an action, and twice per quest I can use that thing and heal basically 2 points of an adjacent friendly character, which also counts as an action for him. Okay, I mean, you can kind of save something like a healing herbs or something. And the Slippery, okay, I got a, that basically says that when an enemy is shooting or throwing a weapon at me, there's a -1 penalty on his hitting rolls. So that's kind of sweet too. So I guess I'm going to go with one of these 3 and just simply roll a die here. And okay, that's the First Aid that I have now. Okay, fine. Okay, so again, every upgrade gives me 2 additional value points. I've learned the Green Flame, and I guess this goes away now. I don't get the mana back, but I can cast this spell again in the next adventure. So I've learned the Green Flame, and I've learned 2 of the recovering mana and the First Aid. So that means I have now an overall value of 16, which means I'm above 15. And if you're above 15, you're no longer an apprentice. And that is pretty cool because that makes her clearly more powerful now. As long as you're an apprentice, whenever there's a specific number of damage die you can roll, on a spell, like for example here 5 damage or something like this, right? That means if you're an apprentice, it's 1 less damage die. So that's not that great. But now I'm no longer an apprentice, so I do the full damage, which is awesome. Similar thing with these permanent spells. Usually the permanent spell, you roll 2 dice, that's your skill test, and the permanent spell lasts as long as your higher number that you rolled from the 2 dice. So, but if you're an apprentice, you got to subtract 1 from that. In this case, now they will last the full time. And what might be the best is that as an apprentice you can only cast spells up to 2 times per quest. Now we have the option to cast them up to 3 times per quest. Of course we still have to pay the mana and all that, and we only have 8, but we have a mana potion, we have the option to recover mana. So I think in general that's definitely pretty cool now. Okay, so we did this. And now we go to the magic school, and I want to buy the Guardian Amulet there because it gives me the option to basically get an additional armor, which is very important for her because she's not allowed to wear armor. So that's a pretty good opportunity for her, and I don't want to waste that. And remember, at the end of the year, this thing will go away. So I definitely want to buy that. So that costs me $3. That means I have only $6 left. 30 bucks, of course. Sorry. So I got only $6 left now. But okay. In addition, I wanted to go to the governor's place. So let's find that. Yeah, there we go. The king's or governor's quarters. So in this case, might be the emperor's quarters because it's the Taishiang Empire. You request a hearing. You behold manners, coats of arms, and counselors as you go. Roll 1d6 and check the result. Okay, so that's what we do. And we want to roll high. Oh boy, that's pretty bad. That's not what we wanted. The ruler does not trust you. You will not be able to visit this place again during this year. Boy, that's rough. Okay, so he probably wasn't too happy about our behavior during the tournament. He wanted some good entertainment, and the fact that we were bored after a couple of turns and simply did quit was not good sportsmanship. So the ruler is clearly pissed here. Yeah, okay. Seems we gotta leave. It's not such a big deal. We are near the end of the year anyway. But I was kind of hoping to maybe get some kind of quest or something. We need money, that's a fact. So the idea is, so the basic plan is, I wanted to move here to Knockfall to rescue Daniel, the son of some important guy, some governor, I'm not sure where exactly. But from what I've heard or I've read, this seems to be a very, very difficult mission. I don't know for what reason. Might be that there is a super strong guy somewhere at the end, or maybe that it's just such a small, narrow time frame or whatever. I have no idea. I've just heard that it's really hard to do. And so the thing is, if I take some heavy damage there, I want to have more money to heal, right? So first of all, I want to heal the Warhound right now somewhere on the way, I guess. I got to visit the inn or something. And then I'm pretty much out of money. So I want to have some money, and therefore I want to try to maybe go to these... go to the bandits' den again. I did that already. I'm not sure if I actually was successful there, but I think I was. So the idea is to go there again, because you can do independent quests twice a year. So yeah, can go there again. There's a new group of bandits, and people are having trouble with them again. So if we go there and destroy the group again, we can go again to the governor of that city. I think it was Karok, or where it... I'm not sure. I think it might be... I think it was Karok here, yeah. But I'm not sure anymore. So if we go there, and then we can grab a couple of bucks there. That's the idea. So we'll see. Okay, so I want to leave the city, and I'm going to take the road this time. And I'll roll again, and hopefully not again bandits. Okay, no event. And I think that these guys move now, although I'm not convinced, but I will do it. And we're going to continue moving across the road. that is an event. Let's see. Okay, so there we go. That's number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we are. That's an inn. Oh, pretty cool. You find a small inn to rest in. If you choose to lodge in it, play the places and services card in. Roll 1d6. On a result of 6, one of the other guests offers you a random quest among those available in that territory or in the adjacent ones. If you choose to play it and you are successful, he will pay you 5 extra coins as a reward in addition to the usual reward of the quest. Now that's cool. I wanted to go to an inn anyway. So we got $6. That means not everybody can go there. Only 3 of us can. Yeah. So definitely, no, that's actually not true. Only 2 of us can because we have to pay fully for the Warhound, which is odd. Do we need a room for the dog? I don't know. I find that a little weird that the dog costs the same as... Okay, I mean, whatever. So we gotta pay $4 for her to recover, and then we got $2 left. And I think I want to spend that on him. He spent he spent 2 fortune points. So yeah, I think I want to give him back his fortune points. He spent 1 fortune points. I mean, for her, she spent 2 mana, but yeah, I think it's okay. I think I want to spend it on these 2, so therefore we're going to spend all our money. That means the dog is fine again, and the other guy gets back his full fortune. Okay, then I want to roll for every 10 value points a die, and on a 6 we'll see, for every 6 we'll see new evil markers. Oh, that's no 6. Cool. Next we're gonna check, we're gonna roll a die, and on a 6 a guest offers me a random quest. Not this time. So it seems we're done here. Okay, so then we're going to move these guys again. And they're getting closer. And I continue my movement here, staying on the road. That's a 5, so we got actually another adventure. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Enemy spies. The enemy has deployed several spies. Must be careful with what you say the people you meet in the roads and taverns. To the people you meet. All heroes must pass intelligence test. For each failed roll, the dark player will place a new danger marker on the campaign map. Okay. So we start with the Cyclop. Hey, it's pretty clever. The cat needs a 7, and she also did it. Amazing. The dwarf needs a 6, which he has, and the sorceress is fine too. Okay, pretty good. So yeah, that means now these guys can move. And now we're gonna cross the bridge, and that means we're gonna have to find a bridge. I think we're gonna have to do a persuasion test, and the problem is if we don't make that, we might lose some time because we cannot pay any taxes. So let's roll the die. Okay, so the guards have an intelligence of 4, And I think I can choose one. Yeah. So the sorceress tries to persuade them, and no. There was somewhere was a skill which made that easier, but I don't have that, I guess. Yeah, so the sorceress tries to persuade them, and we have a 5 of, and the others have a 4. So let's see. And we made it. Very good. So we across the bridge, which is cool, and we got to roll for. We got to roll for an event here, and there is one indeed. Let's see. Okay, that is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A camp. You find a camp near the road. You may choose to get closer and have a look. If you do, play the Places and Services card, Camp. Well, first I gotta check out that card, I guess. Okay, so this is very weird. I don't know if you can see that, but in general, there is the quest, which is the Bandit's Den. That's 34. And you can see, for example, here, it seems to be in a couple of regions here. And it's also somewhere here in the north. I found here, for example. I don't know if it's somewhere else, but it's definitely a couple of times here on the map. So, and that itself is not an issue. The problem is that it says you can only play an independent quest once per year. Now, what does that mean? I mean, you can attempt to do it you can attempt it twice. But if you manage to complete it, you can only do it once. So you can complete it only once per year. Anyway, I think I completed the quest once. I'm not even sure because I already played the quest a couple of times just to prepare and with a friend. And so I might get confused here, but I'm pretty sure that I did the quest successfully. But here's the thing, I'm not sure what that means. If I did a quest here, can I try it again in another region? I would say yes, because it doesn't seem to be the same quest technically, you know. If the quest is unlocked here, for example, it doesn't mean that it's also unlocked here. So obviously there seem to be two different bandit dens. And therefore, I think it should be possible for example, when I destroyed the bandit den here, it makes sense that I cannot do it again in this year, but I think I should be able to do it, to do the other one, for example. Problem is, I don't really remember which one I did. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. Okay, I just don't remember where I actually solved. There is one here, there's one here, and I think there is also one here. These are all bandit dens. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to this one here. I think I destroyed the one down here, but I don't really remember. I'm going to move here to this city here, and I'm going to try to destroy the bandit den there. If I'm successful with that, I'm going to earn 20 bucks. Now, yes, I'm going to have to go to an inn to recover from that situation, but still, I think in the end, and all that money is gone, by the way, I might end up with 10 bucks or so, just in case the rescue of Daniel goes terribly wrong. It will be enough to heal somewhere at the inn or so. Okay, so I went there, and these guys didn't follow. So I think what we do is we gotta do it like this. And now I'm gonna go this way here. Roll a die, and okay, nothing happens there. But now this guy comes here, and yeah, he he has now reached me. So we got to roll one of these, or draw one of these cards here. Let's see how bad they are. So 10-sider should be good. Okay, that's number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is, once again, an empty marker. False alarm. Was no danger. That's very good. So this goes away. And that means I'm now going to try to attack the bandits den again. Now, I'm not going to do this on camera because I did the mission already. I will randomize it a little bit in a way that the rooms might be changed or something, you know, that I don't know everything. I'm not going to follow the simple path, which I know is the shortest. But when I open a door, I did that before. There might be other rooms and stuff like that, but the main structure of the quest will be the same. Anyway, as long as nothing too interesting happens, I might show the boss fight or something, and I think I'll simply do the rest of the quest off camera so that you don't have to see the same thing over and over again. So I just want to give you a quick recap here. We're pretty much in the middle of the adventure here, and well, we're doing so. I mean, I had overall I had 3 encounters now. 1 against 2 wandering creatures, a shooter, a bandit shooter, and a war hound. And that was very easy. Was no issue at all. She basically, I think she nearly killed them both in the with her first attack, with her fast shooting ability. So that was no issue. There was then an ambush. Exactly, there was an ambush. We had 4. I think we had 4 creatures. Not totally sure. Probably 2 shooters and 2. Guys with a broadsword. Yeah, and there was also a warhound. He took a couple of bad hits here. I think he ended up with 5 wounds, but all the others were doing fine, and in the end it wasn't that bad either. We had quite a battle later in a large room, and again, because I know the scenario already, I pretty much randomized where all the rooms were, and so to make it a little more interesting for me. So I ended up in a large room, and there was a battle going on with... there was actually a bandit boss with his entourage, but it was not the final boss. So we had 2 shooters, 2 guys with a broadsword, and the bandit boss. Yeah, wasn't that easy. We took quite some damage there. Actually, we weren't so lucky. We lost the initiative roll. So yeah, we took a couple of hits. I managed to pretty much heal everything. She used her first aid twice. We found a couple of packs of provisions in the kitchen, which helped too. And I think we still have 2 healing potions now. We had to use one of our healing herbs. Overall, we're still okay, but we also had to use a couple of fortune points. So, but it's okay. I think I will continue. Until now, we found 10 bucks. And here comes a house rule that I decided I want to use from now on. Usually when you search a room, you cannot move. So you have to kind of, one person has to spend a whole turn on searching the room. And that of course is not a good thing for the achievement points. And if you're successful, you can find 1d3 plus 1 coins. But you need a perception test, which is pretty hard. So what I decided now is if I find at least 3 coins, I will give myself an achievement point. Because that makes simply searching more attractive. Otherwise, you basically always lose against this guy, and it's not that super likely that you find something of value. I mean, you can, but the odds are probably just about 40% or so, even with all the bonuses that I have for perception. So therefore I decided I want some kind of greater reward if it is successful, because we want to see some interesting situations. And there's of course always the danger of an obstacle. When you search a room, you have to roll the die, so there might be a trap. That's another advantage for the dark player. So overall, until now, it was a nice mission, but I didn't want to show you the same mission again and again and again, you know. Therefore, I decided not to do it on camera. I always said that already. But now it's an interesting situation, because it's actually the first time in the campaign that I encounter an enemy spellcaster. She's standing there at the back in a corridor, a special creature, and yeah, I'm not totally sure actually. Maybe I was wrong here. Roll 3 did it, okay. Let's see. I gotta do something here. If the special creature has the behavior spellcaster, it will be placed as far as possible from the hero, and an extra encounter card will be activated, not requiring a die roll. Okay. And we have to determine extra skills of the creature according to its profile. Oh boy, okay. So I think I might have forgotten that earlier on, actually. Yeah, I think I did. First, let's determine the extra skills of the sorcerer. They're not that many, though. There seem to be none. No, there are no extra skills available, it seems. Nope. What is that? The creature will approach the ally with the highest victory point in the same section. Oh, that's an ally, herbalist. Okay, great. So, no, she already has all her special skills. She chose a dagger. You can choose a dagger or staff, and she has 2 components for magic, which help her when casting spells, and I randomly determined the dagger here. So we're going to draw another card. So let's see. Oh god, we have another special creature. Okay. So now that means there are no other encounter cards. It's interesting. You cannot... Well, anyway, they would not have drawn another encounter card, because the rules say there can no more than 2 encounter cards activated in one section. So that means if you have 2 special creatures, you're not going to draw another one. So, but let's see what that is. Maybe it's another sorcerer. It would be interesting. So it's here. That's a 7. 1 bandit boss with the skill Dirty Fighter. I'm a little confused here, because it says roll 3d6 to determine the extra skills of the creature. But it already says that it has the skill Dirty Fighter, which is an extra skill. So, I don't know. I think I'm not going to give him any extra skills. I'm not sure about that. But if it would not say that he has any other extra skills, I think I would do it. But in this situation... No, we're not going to do it, because here it says, for example, Dirty Fighter and Elite. So it seems like this card already kind of shows you the extra skills, and maybe if there is a card where they aren't written down or something, maybe then you follow this rule, or if you use someone from the bestiary book that has no card at all. But yeah, I think we're simply going to use here the dirty fighter skill, which we have here. And here I randomly chose that she knows the spells, the basic spells of the lore of fire. So we gotta find those. So there are the two enemies, and now the boss has a chainmail, a shield. So the chainmail brings his armor up to 5. He has a shield, a scimitar, that's what I determined randomly, and even a handgun. He has that in addition. He had to pay one more value point for that. But he had, I don't know, I mean, he had so many value points. Now he's a little in a reasonable range. He's at 20 or something. But still. So, yeah, handgun, scimitar, shield. And there we have, she has a dagger, the components of magic. And I gotta find still the fire lore spells. So let's see what that is. Okay, so first we gotta do now a perception test. The initiative roll, just the standard way. The cat and the sorcerer, we do it because the bandit has a -1 perception because of his chainmail. So let's see. Okay, that's not so great. That might be probably a tie. Wait a minute. So we have an 11. This guy has an 11. I have a 9. So I got the sharp senses and I got the dark. So that gives me a +2, but I think this is pretty much it. And therefore, I think it's a tie. And the problem with that is that she has a higher intelligence than me, and therefore she wins. Yeah. Okay. In addition, she has a 6 and a 5. So that means most of our characters are actually caught by surprise. And usually that means you can move the enemy characters. So if the thing is, if both of the die rolls, both of this in this case a 6 and a 5, if they are both higher or equal than the intelligence of the side who lost the initiative roll, and we check every single character in this case, and for every character who is lower than that, his facing can be changed, and in addition, he can be moved to an adjacent space. So, and the automatic rules say, the artificial intelligence say, that the facing will be changed in a way that they turn their back to the enemy, and that they will be moved one space toward the enemy. So in this case, she turns around and is placed like this. I don't know why, maybe this was in the dark or something, and she was pretty sure that there was nobody there. She was then turning around to the others and say, yeah, it's all clean, we're all good. And, well, obviously that was not the case. And this happens also here, so I think I want to do it like this. And let's see. Now, I think they're all affected because it's a 6 and a 5. So technically also these guys, which in this case it might even be an advantage that they're drawn a little bit to us. And also the dog. So maybe, you know, they're whispering to the other guy, and she turned around to him and said, oh, it's all clean. And then he turned around to her and said, it's all clean. And it went back to the last guy, and he wasn't realizing he was last. So he also turned around and, there's nobody there. I don't know what happened there, but it's an odd situation. Anyway, so this is the position, and it's obviously not that great. But I think it's also not that terrible because... well, it's not great. He's got a handgun, so that kind of sucks. But let's see what happens now. I'm not familiar with these ups, with the spellcaster thing. So we got to check now, for example, the activation order and all that. So first this goes up now 1 space, and then we got to roll if there's any special event or something, and there isn't. So let's go through the the card. We need the card with the activation. There we go. Okay, so first the spellcasters. Okay, cool. Then we already know who goes second. So, okay, the way that works is, at the beginning of its activation, roll 1d6 to choose an action. The result cannot be applied, or the action will have no effect. Move on to the next one. Okay. Okay, so let's see. That's a 5. Okay, casts 1 random. Well, that is a damage. I don't know what these spell. I think this is a kind of a projectile spell. I don't know what the middle one means. Spell among the ones it knows. Okay, so we know what is that? These are these aura spells here. She knows the skin of fire, burning fist, fireball, and flaming weapon. So let's see. Has to be. Okay, this is the fireball would be a projectile spell, and I think this is it. Yeah, these are the aura spells. The other 3 are aura spells. So she casts a fire spell, and I wonder if there's a limit. I don't think actually there is. But it has only limited mana. But I think if she could, for example, activate, if she could cast the same spell, for example, the fireball, I don't know, a dozen times. Because usually, as a player, you're limited to 3 times. So I know that. So how much mana does she have? She's got 6 mana. Okay, so this thing has a range of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these 2 are possible targets. The caster casts a fireball that causes 5 damage dice. Characters adjacent to the target suffer 3 damage dice. That's so good. Okay, and the problem is, so usually if there is another wizard in the opposing party, they could try to dispel. But in this situation, that's not going to happen, because you have to be at least within 8 spaces of the character who casts the spell. I'm not sure if you probably also have to be in line of sight. I'm not totally sure about that though. So let's see. I wonder if she's going to use the components of magic. Or when exactly will she use these notes? Okay. Come on. That's not clear. I gotta check that. So actually, yes. If there are any disposable objects, she will use them as soon as possible. So she will use the components for magic, and gives a plus to the cast roll. I don't know, that's very reasonable. It would be probably more useful to do it when there is an enemy spellcaster who tries to dispel the spell, but the rules are pretty clear on that. I think that the arrows are gone by now. I'm not sure. I had that spell. Yeah, that is over. That is done. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, we got a roll, and she's got a. What is her value? She's got an intelligence of 4, so she needs only a 4 to be successful. Oh boy, that's an 11. That's pretty rough. I'm still not sure who actually is the target. That to which the action will affect the most. That's interesting. Okay, so what does that mean? It depends 5 damage dice. Probably the one with a lower armor, I guess, but I'm not sure. That is equal. I don't know. I think it's the same. So I guess I'm going to roll randomly. So on a 1 to 3, it's going to be the cat. And it is. That means that, yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay, so we take 5 dice with her. Plus 1 because it was a critical hit. So 6 dice. Oh boy. Okay, that sucks. So I got my leather armor. So that saves me from dying right away. I take 3 damage. So I have 4 damage now. That means I'm badly wounded. That's not good at all. Maybe I should have rerolled that initiative roll. But yeah, now it's a little late for that. So this spell was cast. I have no idea if the limitation... I gotta check that eventually. The problem is, this guy is also affected, and he takes now 4 dice because it was a critical. Oh, okay, that's not so bad. That's only a single wound, so he was lucky there. But yeah, that kind of sucked. And now, this guy will use his handgun. And has a range of 10 though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's just good enough for her. So I think he will also shoot her. Because it says here, if the target is in his line of sight and within range, it will perform an attack and not move. On the other hand, here it says target priority. You know, usually you have to kind of distribute the attacks. I think I will do it here too. So I'm going to move 1 space here. And now this guy is within range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That makes sense? Yeah, so he's now within range. And I think I will actually shoot at him. Because, yeah. And because of this distribution roll. So we got to roll 2 dice. That's pretty far away. So that means I think we have a -3 modifier, if I'm not mistaken here. So that's going to be pretty hard for him. And that is probably not good enough. He has a 3, so he needed a 10 to be successful, and he definitely didn't have that. So that was a miss. And that's pretty much it. He has to reload the weapon, and there was some noise. So if there will be... Oh, there's a door, by the way. There should be a door here, but this is still closed. So if there should be... let's do it like this. If there should be someone in here, it is likely that he is now alarmed. Actually, he should have gotten a... He should have had only a -2 modifier, because this guy was standing with his back towards him, which gives a +1, but it wouldn't have been enough anyway. Okay, so now it's us, and I'm definitely not doing that great. So what is my goal? I think first of all I want to run with him towards, towards the enemy boss. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to roll a die and I can run 12 spaces technically, but I cannot enter his melee range because I'm running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I end up here. And then I can move the... Yeah, I think I want to leave the dog where he is. I can move the dwarf, and he's super slow. That's the problem. He can only run 8 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But 1, 2, 3, 4. He can make it next turn at least to this guy. And now we have the wizard. And I want to move 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to give our cat the healing potion as a quick action. I can do that if she's adjacent to me. And now I have the option to cast a spell. And I think that's going to be the green flame against the sorceress. So let's do that. She's basically trying to dispel. So I'm going to use the components for magic, which gives me a +2, and she will also use it. So in the end, it just evens each other out. And so let's see. Okay, she was super successful. No chance for me. I could force her to a reroll, but I don't think that makes a lot of sense. I only have a 5. So that means I'm going to lose a mana token because, well, I did cast a spell. So that costs me a mana token. But on the other hand, she also loses a mana token because for the dispelling action, she also had to spend a mana. Okay, so now a little bit of an issue with the component limitations. There are simply not enough mana tokens. Well, that's not quite true. We could take 3 of these and exchange them for that. And then we can give her 2 mana tokens. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. That was my action. No, not quite. The shooter can heal. She drinks the healing potion, and that heals all her actions, all her wounds. So she is now again in a good condition. And we go into the next turn. And we see even a special power here. Tough Skin. 1 creature at the dark player's choice gets a +1 to its natural armor until the end of the engagement. Okay, so that means he's got to pay 2 points for that. He's down at 19 right now, still a lot. And I'm not totally sure which creature that's going to be, so I got to find the rules for that. So the priority is first the leader, which is not there, and then the creatures with the highest value points. That is also equal, so on a 1 to 3, we're going to go with the sorceress. And it is the sorceress indeed. She gets a +1 armor. Maybe we can find some marker for this. Let's take this one. So that we just remember that here. So she's got now an armor of 4. Okay. So then they are activated. And again, the sorceress is activated first. So we're going to roll again a die. And this is a 3. Same thing. So she can activate the fireball again. And So it's a little bit odd. She doesn't really seem to have line of sight on this guy. That's tricky. It might be the other wizard. I'm not sure about that. So I think the most vulnerable character is either her, this guy here again, the Cyclop, or... But on the other hand, if we do the most damage, if we attack the wizard, the shooter will also take damage. So I think it's pretty clear that we will actually attack the wizard because that has the most effect then. Yeah, so I'm going to try to attack the wizard, and the wizard will try to dispel that attack. And I have no components of magic left. Maybe I shouldn't have used them earlier, but I should have. I got a magic scroll here. Boy, that's super expensive. That's $4, man. But I don't want to take that much damage. Not sure if I want to use the scroll, to be honest. But maybe I should. +2 to casting or dispelling. If the roll is successful, the scroll is discarded and the user pays the usual. So the thing is, I think I can wait. I think I can wait until she actually casts the spell, and then I think I can still decide if I want to dispel it or not. That is something I have to check. So I might see if she is even successful or not. Actually true. I can see if she even makes it, and then after the spell is successfully cast, I can still decide if I want to try to dispel it or not, which makes a big difference when it comes to paying for using any objects. So we'll see. Oh boy, that is definitely a hit. That's an 11. And this is exactly the point now. It's going to be extremely hard to dispel that thing. I could make a reroll though. And then I could use my magic scroll. I think I want to do that. I don't want to take 6 damage dice. This sounds pretty horrible. So let's reroll. Okay, that is much better. That's a 5, and I think a 5 is not even good enough. She has a lore of 4, so that's not good enough. The fireball is not successful cast. I think that was definitely worth the fortune point. And now it's this guy. And he is actually reloading and then moving back 2 spaces. There we go. So he has now his handgun reloaded. And if I want to approach him, he will shoot at me. Okay. So that means now it's my turn. So I'm standing here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to use the God Crush Them spell. That costs me 2 mana. That's a lot. But I still want to do that because these guys are tough. And so I'm going to try it. She's going to try to dispel. So again, it's a question, do I want to use the magic scroll or not? How important is it? I think it is... I don't know, man. I think I'm going to use it. Usually, I never use it until now. I never needed it. So who knows when I'm going to need it the next time. So it probably makes no sense to keep it. So I'm going to use the magic scroll. And yeah, I got to spend She's gonna try to dispel, so I might immediately roll for that. Oh boy, that was a blunder. I gotta re-roll that. Oh, shit. That is a 5. Fuck. That's not even good enough. So that's a 5 plus 2. I might be... Shit. Okay, in general, a 5 is good enough to cast a spell. Okay. The question is, can she... I think she successfully dispelled it. I got a 5 plus 2 is a 7. Oh, that's tricky. That is tricky. Let's see. Is there anything... first of all, the thing is, I could have used this thing, and I will do that now. Instead of spending a fortune, I could have used my experienced wizard ability to re-roll that thing. Okay, so I wonder if I can re-roll it again. Maybe I can. No, I cannot use it in the case of a critical failure. Okay. So that means I got to spend the fortune. And because it wasn't a failed roll when casting the spells, I cannot use this ability to re-roll if someone else dispels it. So let's see. We're not done yet. So I think it's actually a draw, a tie. Because, again, I have a 5 plus 5 is a 10, plus 2 is a 12. She has a 4 plus 8 is also a 12. So it's a tie, and I don't know, I gotta check the tiebreaker here. I assume that, I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so we were lucky here. Her spell must exceed, or her dispelling roll must exceed my result. So I was lucky. I managed to cast the spell successfully. Now I got to check it if it backfires, and that's not the case. So now I can hopefully do a lot of damage. 5d6 damage against natural armor against her. And also against all adjacent targets. So this is going well now. Yeah, we might do some serious damage here. The thing is, she's got actually a natural armor of 4 because of the tough skin. So it's not that simple. Let's see. Okay, so we did 2 damage. That wasn't great. But okay, gotta accept that, I guess. So 2 damage for her. And he takes... So his natural armor isn't that great. It's only 3. Oh, that was bad. So he takes 5 damage. So he's dead. Awesome. We managed to kill him. That makes things much easier, I guess. At least I hope. Okay, so this guy is dead. And this gives me 3 achievement points. And by the way, during this adventure, I am in a very good shape when it comes to this this race between the dark player and the heroes on the achievement point track. You can see it's even now, and usually toward the end of the game. Oh, and I have one more because I actually successfully did cast the spell here. Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm in the lead now. Pretty cool. And so that was her activation. Now she cannot move after this spell because it was so extremely potent. So she moves 2 spaces here, and she shoots. She uses the fast shooting action. So she shoots now. And this is discarded. She shoots 2 arrows. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 1, 2. Yeah, that means we have a minus -3 modifier, I guess? Or is it just a -2? No, I think it's a -2 modifier. Yeah, it's from 3 to... oh boy. It's a -2 modifier for the distance. In addition, I moved, so it's a -3 modifier. That's tough. So I need an 8. I could use only the... I could decide not to use the fast shooting. Then I would have 1 less. So I only wouldn't need a 7 then. You know, it's a tough call. I think I want to do that. Yeah, I think I want to just shoot a standard arrow here. So let's see. And that's not good enough. Okay, so I missed. Yeah. Now, this guy can move 1, 2, 3. And he can now attack her. And now she's obviously in trouble. Because usually you cannot cast a spell, but she might have the option to do the Burning Fist. Okay. So she will now have to defend herself, and I go into Berserker mode here. So I guess, yeah, I'm pretty sure she is in trouble now. She's not unarmed. She's got the dagger. So let's see. Oh boy, that was bad. And we got a reroll. Or not reroll, but we do the second attack of the Berserker action. Okay, that was pretty good. So she is hit. But she's got an armor of 4 because of the tough skin. And that means I can now roll. So I'm going to roll 6 dice. With my bastard sword, I can roll 6 dice. And yeah, every hit of... She has a... oh boy, she has a 5. But she already lost 2 points. Okay, so if I do 3 damage, she's dead. So I got good odds. Yeah, okay, awesome. I managed to kill her. That is great. Perfect. So that means we get an additional 3 points. And now we can search for loot. And she has an intelligence of 4. And this guy has also an intelligence of 4. So we can roll 8 dice and see how we're doing. And I think the dwarf... So actually we're doing pretty good. We didn't take a lot of damage here, did we? No, yeah, because she drank the healing potion. I forgot that. So now we're not in a very bad position here. So I think... yeah, I think the dwarf might move here. Because now, I don't know actually, is there now still a safe zone or not? Now that the creatures are all killed, there might be no longer this safe zone which extends across everybody. That's a little bit tricky now. So I think that's why I moved here, to bring him kind of back into the safe zone, because now there's a connected safe zone between these. Okay, so yeah, I think that was kind of necessary, and then I can roll now 8 dice when I'm searching for loot here. Let's hope we find something. Until now, during this adventure, I was doing pretty poorly. So let's see. Well, that wasn't great either. We found 3 gold coins. No special object, nothing here. I mean, we are making money, but right now the expenditures are higher, right? We had to spend, for example, the components for magic. We had to spend the scroll. We had to spend a healing potion. That was all much more than the $3 that we just found right now. So, but maybe toward the end, I think we get a reward of $20 if we make it through the adventure. So that might be worth it. Okay, and then we can move the dog a little closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe 6. Maybe I think I'm going to open up this door next. Okay, but then first I think I want to bring back the other guys. Okay, so I guess this is it for this nice little combat here. And I'll be back as soon as something of interest happens, maybe for the final battle. Now the advantage is we have now gone through the whole deck of creatures. So therefore, in the end, it seems like we're just facing the boss. And the boss might be in a good shape because the guy has still kind of like 19 points, which kind of pimps the boss up a little bit. He gets a couple of extra life points. But if there's just a single creature left, it's unlikely that it's going to be a hard battle. But of course, there are also a couple of reinforcements in here that might show up. I just realized that, again, I already spent a lot of time on this video. It's sometimes hard to see if you're stepping back and then coming back the other day or whatever, how much time actually already went by, and I just realized now. So I'm gonna load this up, and I can only say again, I had a lot of fun. This was just a really good fight. So the first experience with this enemy magic system, it seemed really cool. It might be even more interesting if the other players had more than just one of these. God, what's the name? One of these 3 spells here. These kind of offensive spells, whatever, damage spells, projectile spells. The fact that she had only a single projectile spell led to the point that she basically only cast the fireball. But that makes sense, I guess. I think that is a very reasonable behavior in this case. So, just great. And if she would have survived that attack by him, and if she would have then be engaged, then she would have probably come up with the Burning Fist, because the spell can be cast within an enemy's melee range, which is usually not possible. But here you can use it, and then she would have probably cast the Burning Fist, which would have definitely be a cool action. But luckily, she didn't live long enough to do that. Okay, anyway, yeah. Hope to see you on the next video or on lonesomegamer.com. Bye.